Hi, I'm Michael Hernandez, and despite my efforts to look patriotic, I end up just looking like Fidel Castro! Welcome to Rumble Book Club. I'm your host, Michael Hernandez, and this is the show where a normal guy like me can talk about interesting books I've read, old and new, good and bad. So if you like the show, you like the content, you like the books that I talk about, or maybe you just like communist dictators from Cuba, well, you've come to the right place, my friend, because I look just like them, apparently. You can follow me on Twitter, Parler, and TikTok, or you can subscribe right down below on YouTube and Rumble. But more importantly, be a part of the conversation, share these videos with your friends if you like them, and comment also down below. Let me know if there's any books you want me to cover, and I might even get to them and mention them on the show and give you a shout out for recommending me to a good book. Today we're going to take a look at an awesome book that I read for the first time in college. It was recommended to me by my cousin who had graduated from West Point. She read it as a West Point student, if I remember correctly at the time. But fantastic book. Today we're going to take a look at Hope Unseen by Captain Scotty Smiley. Captain Smiley is a retired Army officer who, among other awards, has earned the Bronze Star, the Purple Heart, the Combat Infantry Badge, the MacArthur Leadership Award, the New York Father of the Year, and the Christopher Award. So, quite a list. This book in particular is an autobiography of his mission in Iraq as a Ranger that almost ended his life and ultimately changed his life forever, and his struggle to rebuild from that moment of tragedy. Now, let's get into our three-part criteria of the book. So let's take a look at the aesthetics. I'm really a fan of people staring at me through the book. It always unsettles me just a little bit, even if they're smiling. And he has a nice smile, you know, just normal looking guy, but still, always gives me the creeps when someone's just staring at me through the cover. So, the cover is a little busy. I do like this action shot right here, him running. You see running through the streets of Iraq, so with explosions in the background, pretty cool. The cover is, like I said, a little busy, a lot of words, but in the very least you got the title and the author that in a prominent position, so it'll still rate decently as aesthetics. 6 out of 10. Alright, let's look at the readability. So Smiley writes smoothly with good humor about a situation that we can only imagine. His ability to find levity in that, and even in retrospect, is inspiring. There's no wasted words, and his account is honest and engaging. Physically, it has off-white pages with large, clear font, so, I mean, it's clear enough to where even a grandma can read it. Sorry, Grandma. So, as for the readability goes, and one can agree, 10 out of 10. Now let's look at the content. Scott Smiley was an Army Ranger on the ground in Iraq in 2005 when a suicide bomber that was driving a vehicle blew himself up, causing shrapnel to rip through Smiley's eyes, causing severe damage. It also left him partially paralyzed, and it also obviously nearly killed him. He struggled in the ICU. The surgeons fought to just keep him alive in his initial moments at Walter Reed Hospital. He had a young wife, his high school sweetheart back at home, and the hopes of a great career with the Army, hopefully a long career with the Army ahead of him. But when he wakes up at Walter Reed Hospital with his eyesight gone forever, it really shocks his faith and his belief in himself, his belief in any kind of future at all. However, with his wife Tiffany, who's a strong Christian, she worked tirelessly with him along with his family and friends to gain a multitude of little victories that one by one built up and sturdied his belief that a future could be possible. So first there was the securing of his life. Doctors being able to tell him assuredly, you're going to live. That was step one, that he had life. And then his basic mobility, his basic function, his ability to get dressed by himself, which in itself was something. His ability to get out of bed, to begin walking, to begin basic movement and motor function. By the time he truly accepted his situation and saw his life for the true potential that God could give it, he became focused on not just surviving as just a blind guy, but actually thriving as a man, and a man of God at that. So some things he learned to do and got to earn since being blind included learning how to surf, which is, I can't even imagine. I have the coordination of a dead cat, so I couldn't do that. He went skydiving, he climbed Mount Rainier, in addition to becoming the first blind active duty officer in U.S. Army history, which is pretty freaking cool. Nowadays, it seems like we celebrate the first of everything. The first man that wore his hat backwards to walk across the street in Washington, D.C. on October 15th, 2021. We celebrate every first, but this is a first that I think was really freaking inspiring. This man is an absolute legend, and he continues to work tirelessly to give back to veterans and inspire Americans to realize their full potential. This is truly, for our 4th of July episode, this is truly a great American story that everyone should have on their shelves. As far as the content goes, it's a perfect score, easy, 10 out of 10. I found this book at Barnes & Noble. You could probably still find it on the shelves at Barnes & Noble or your local bookstore. If worst comes to worst, you can always go to Amazon or eBay. I highly recommend this book. Any red-blooded American should have this on their shelves, and it gives them inspiration and hope for their own lives. The book is Hope Unseen by Captain Scotty Smiley. Go out and get yourself a copy. Thanks for watching, everybody. God bless America! And go read something. This is what I get for trying to look American. I just look Cuban!